Hi everyone, Matthew Donovan here. Day 27 of learning Czech. Another good day today. Just like I had intended to, I ended up going through and watching probably another hour worth of Czech videos. It's Learn Czech with Rich is the YouTube channel, if you are interested at all in checking that out. And what I found with the YouTube channel is I listened to a number of videos. Today I probably spent about half the time, 20 or 30 minutes, reviewing some of the past videos and then 20 or 30 minutes learning new concepts. And the thing I found is there's normally one or two videos or concepts that really stick with me. Those are the ones that as I'm listening, I find them very interesting, and I jump into those, I repeat them, I do a little bit of extra research on those. For example, the first time I was watching the videos, it was the verbs and the verb conjugations. For example, rozumím, rozumiš, rozumíte, things like that. I understand, you understand, they understand, etc. And today was no exception. I watched a few different videos. One of them just said 20 adjective pairs, for example. I think they were mostly, if not all, adjectives. So cheap and expensive, tall and short, good and bad, pairs like that. But those aren't sticking with me. But what did stick with me is they went over the accusative case. Now, this is the interesting thing is the accusative case. I remember what was said and I understand it, but I don't know enough about the language to actually understand when the accusative case is used. So the way that works is for all these different nouns, they have different endings depending on what part of the sentence they're in. So there are 7 cases in Czech, as I believe I mentioned: the dative, the accusative, the genitive, the nominative, the locative, the vocative, and the instrumental. I've got no idea when any of them are used, but I can tell you about the accusative case. That's what the video was on today. So the way Czech works is there are 4 different genders. 3, but really 4. So there's masculine, feminine, and neutral. That's the 3 main ones. But there's a 4th class. So masculine is actually broken down into masculine animate and masculine inanimate. And then there's feminine and neutral. So, for example, banana is a masculine word. It's inanimate. So it falls into the masculine inanimate class, whereas mangel, which means husband, that's a masculine word, but it's animate, right? It's a thing, it's a person. So mangel is a masculine animate, whereas banana is a masculine inanimate. Each of these different 4 different genders have different changes that the words undergo when you go into the accusative case. I have no idea when the accusative case is used, but I do know that if you're saying I have, it is used in that case. So for example, if I want to say I have a wife, I have is mam, wife is manželka, and this is actually one of the cases where the feminine words don't actually change into the accusative case. So nominative, wife is manželka, and in accusative it's also manželka. So I have a wife would be mám manželka. No, actually that's wrong. It does change. It changes to mám manželku. The A at the end changes to a U. So I have a wife would be mám manželku. On the other hand, let's say I wanted to say you have a husband. So husband is manžel. You have is máš. So if I wanted to say you have a husband, I would say máš manžela. I have a wife would be mám manželku. Manželka changes to manželku. But if I wanted to say you have a husband, that would be máš manžela. Manžel changes to manžela. So that's masculine animate and feminine, that both change. Neutral as well as masculine inanimate don't appear to change when you switch into the accusative case. I don't know if that's always the rule or just typically the rule, but so that's what I've picked up today. Again, other than the video said that when you're saying I have, you always have to use the accusative case. Other than that, I've got no idea when you would ever use this case, where it fits into sentences or things like that. But that was what the video talked about today, and that's what really stuck with me, is how the endings of the words change depending on which of 4 genders they are, and if it's in the accusative case. So in this case, all I know about accusative is saying I have. So for example, car is a neuter noun. So if I wanted to say I have a car, that would be mam auto. Because auto is the nominative, but it's also the accusative because the word doesn't change. Because it's a neutral or a neuter noun, it doesn't change. So again, this is an example where I'm learning a concept, but I don't quite have the grammatical understanding or knowledge to know exactly where that fits in. But nonetheless, I did enjoy the video today, picking up on that. If nothing else, it's helping me to be able to compose some sentences. If I'm ever asked a question, or if I ever want to say, I have X, then I will know at least I have to use the accusative case. Even if I don't know 100% what the accusative is, I'll at least know that I need to use it. So I think that's the first step, is just understanding these things. I think to some extent it's a matter of learning all these different things, or collecting puzzle pieces in a sense. Even if you don't know exactly where in the puzzle they fit now, I think it's important to collect the pieces. That way, once you have the edge of the puzzle all created, you already have those inner pieces ready to go. Instead of making the outside and then saying, okay, now I'm going to work on the inside pieces. If you end up collecting 1 or 2 of those inside pieces while you're still constructing the outside of the puzzle, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Again, I don't know. This is my first time really learning a new language from scratch, so I don't know if there's a better way to do it. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing so far. I'm enjoying these videos. I'm enjoying, so far, I've started to do a little bit of thinking in my head, which I know I did a lot in German, not so much in Italian, just thinking of sentences. So how would I say, I am a student, sam student. I have a wife, mam mężelku. You have a husband, masz mężela. Things like that. Just thinking in my head, even if the sentences I never end up using, it's just helping me to make that connection, right? When you're having a day-to-day conversation and someone asks, how's the weather, you don't have to think about what your response is. It just comes out naturally. You don't need to think of what the words are. And that's the stage that to some extent I'm at in German with the words I know. I can just ramble on. For example, ich heiße Matthew, ich bin ein Student, ich gehe zur Universität, my name is Matthew, I'm a student, I go to school in Waterloo. Haven't done German in a while, so it's a little rusty, but I didn't have to think before I said those things. To some extent I wanted to make sure I knew the verbs, but the things just flowed. Du bist eine Frau, you are a woman, ich esse einen Apfel, I eat an apple. These things just flow out. These are bad examples right now, I'm just trying to think of sentences on the spot, but I want to get to that stage in Czech where I'm able to just, things are able to flow, and I can have conversations in my mind. Dobry den, jak se máte? Oh, mám se dobře, děkuji. Jak se máte vy? Just things like that, working through, as I said, never getting worse. Anyways, starting to ramble. I have an early morning session tomorrow at 7, from 7 to 8, an hour-long session with Jan, my Czech tutor. So we will see how that goes. Hopefully I can get the video recording to work. If not, again, I'll record the audio and upload those. I realized I didn't upload the last one, so I'll take a look at that this weekend. But progress is good. Progress is slow, but progress is good. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.